Hi, I'm Victoria's Vicky. And what sort of struggles or obstacles did you have to face and overcome to achieve what you have?
Very good question. That was my favorite question. I like this question because it would be really easy for me to say there's been no challenges in my life. It's been super, super easy. I've just had so much success and no problems. Okay, with as much success as I've had equal or opposite challenges in my life, if not more so. And again, going back to the fact that I appreciate those challenges even more than the success. Some of the opposition that I faced have to do with my passion for my craft, being passionate about what I do, having a high energy level at times, and immediately people like to slap labels on things. It's like like cash and carry or a Hannaford or something, where you go and you put a little sticker on it, $9.95, buy one get one free. So that's an issue in society as a general, that we're immediately wanting to slap labels on things before getting to know people and getting to know their passion and their interest level. So that's been a challenge of mine that I've had to face. And there have been times that I'm like, oh, I just want to give up, I want to quit. For instance, when I first started my public affairs show back as a sophomore, I was faced with staunch opposition. People emailing me, coming up to me in person, giving me personal attacks, basically saying, Justin, get off the air, you're terrible, oh my god, I cannot believe you would call yourself a student broadcast journalist. And other staunch language. So I was really discouraged at that point. It was a really low point. I was like, oh, why should I do this? What benefit would I have to do this? And so it was a low point in the sense that I was wanting to give up. I wanted to quit. And then I got to thinking about it and recognized that I did have a passion for it. I may have not been good at it at the time, but I said, you know what? Passion isn't something that you can learn in a book. It's something that you either have or you do not have. It is a spark. It is the creative spark that lies within each of us that can tap into that. And so I'm like, okay, I can learn the skills as time progresses through practice and practice and practice, but passion is something that I cannot learn. So I said, you know what, Justin, I don't care who the critics are. I don't say if they don't like me personally, if they don't like what I do on TV. I'm going to do what I like to do because I like to do it, because I'm passionate about doing it. So I took that negative criticism and turned it around into positive energy by practicing and practicing and practicing, honing my craft in broadcast journalism, and now I have a hit show in Saco that politicians call me up. Governor Baldacci's like, can I come on the show? I'm like, I'll pencil you in when I get a chance. So I would have never had that opportunity if I gave up at that low point. So appreciate those opportunities that challenge you to the core, that really go against the grain, that really say, they really kind of shake you up and like, it's kind of like an internal conflict. But appreciate those experiences and persevere. That's so critically important that you persevere through those hard times, because you will get through, because each and every one of us has that spark of energy that will pull through, and you'll be very successful if you stay true to yourself and your passion.
Did all the teams go? Is there another team to go still?
I'm going to go to Ian. What was it about your HOBY experience that really gave you that drive?
Well, it doesn't have to be us.
Well, throughout the HOBY experience, and remember, when I first started off, I was like, what did I get myself into? There's cheering, I can't handle this. But as the weekend progressed, and I got to meet more and more of my fellow ambassadors, and I got to learn all about leadership, it was really the opportunity to kind of break out of the mold. Because when I'm put in a new environment, this goes for a lot of people, when they're put in a new environment or new people, they meet new people, they're kind of maybe more reserved. And that's what I tend to be in the beginning, because I got to get my feet wet, I got to get acclimated to the climate. And then once I do, it's like, So HOBY really provided an opportunity to break out of my shell, break out of the mold, really kind of be myself, I guess, and not kind of be that politically correct person that sometimes people have to do in certain environments or situations. And so by learning about leadership, breaking out of the mold, HOBY in Maine, taught me all about myself internally. And then I got the opportunity to go to the World Leadership Congress, which reaffirmed all that I learned at the state seminar, and then some. Because I got to meet people from all over the world, over 450 HOBY ambassadors. I have friends now in Taiwan, South Korea, Africa, Brazil, Mexico, United Kingdom, Germany. Did I leave anything out? I don't know, pretty much every continent, essentially. And more important than just meeting those people, I found out that there are so many similarities between people. There are more similarities between us than differences. But a lot of times in society, we like to hone in or shine the spotlight, these hot lights that were from like Florida or something, ooh, give me a can, to shine the spotlight on those negative aspects, on the differences. But you don't get to pay attention to what's internally and the actual similarities. When I meet people from Taiwan, I was like, oh, they're probably from a different culture or whatever. But actually, I got to interact with them and got to meet with them face to face and say, oh my God, they're just like me. They share the same passions. They share the same drive to get involved in their community. And so HOBY really showed me that we're all interconnected as a human race. That we may look different on the outside, we may act different, but we share a common belief system, which I think is critically important as leaders, as future leaders, in moving forward, recognizing that we're more similar than we are different. And that's what HOBY taught me.
So I think all the groups have asked.
Yeah,
sorry guys.
I'm Astonishing Allie, and my question is about what you did when you got home from HOBY. You said you went to a state conference and the worldwide, and you also gave us an example of how, like, volunteering at an animal shelter or getting involved in the community. And what was the first thing you did when you got back?
Well, the first thing I did when I got back from this seminar is I took a nap, because I didn't get a lot of sleep. That was the immediate. In terms of the community service impact that HOBY had for me back in my own community, I thought of ways to try to combine my passion and combine my interest level, my broadcast journalism passion and my interest in politics. Because I think it's important when you get involved in your community, do something that you like to do. Now, I volunteered at the soup kitchen, I've done the stereotypical community service things. But I implore you to try to find things that you enjoy doing based on your interest level. So I'll go back to that veterinarian thing, that example. If you have a passion for helping people, you really want to get in the community, but your interest level is animals, volunteer at an animal shelter. If you're, for me, what I specifically did is I said, okay, what can I do to combine them? Well, I formulated a live election show in my community. And basically what that entailed is I hosted and produced this 3-hour live show on the night of the election, both 2006, 7, and 8. It's been very successful. And we brought the live results of the election to the people of South, the local results, which in the state, I mean, the 3 or 4, statewide stations in Portland can't get that concentrated in terms of your local community. So I thought there was a great service to provide that, along with live interviews with politicians and candidates, both locally and statewide. So for me, I was able to tap into that passion and that interest level into a community, what I deemed as a community service event. Community service, like leadership, is a broad topic, and it's very complex. And it's what you think about leadership or you think about community service. We can tell you what you could do as a community service person, but it's ultimately up to you how you define it and how you get involved. But that's how I successfully did it. Are there any other questions from any of the other groups?
Yeah, if anyone has a question,
does anybody else have one last burning question or anything like that? A couple of questions that they want to get answered?
Oh!
What do you plan on doing after high school?
Great question. Well, as I stated earlier, I have a passion for broadcast journalism. I will be attending Linden State College in the fall, which is up in Vermont, so there's a lot of trees and cows. Woo, holla. So I'm really excited. It's a small school, but I'll be majoring in broadcast news with double minors in media communications and political science, which will be very exciting, and I'll be a part of their live daily newscast, which they put on the 5:30 news every night, about 10,000 people, so I'll get a local market type atmosphere, so I'm really, really excited. I can't wait. I'll have my own radio show too, which I'm a talker, so I'll just keep going. So I'm really, really excited for that opportunity. I cannot wait for how life takes me, because you never know, sometimes it's uncontrollable, but because it's an ongoing journey of self-discovery, I'm just kind of like a participant. I'm a driver in the car of life on the highway of self-discovery, so stick shift, Lady Gaga. So,
Can we see you get down?
oh! Well, how do you do it? How do you do it?
Well, here, I'll just put my YouTube for you.
Hey Justin.
Hey, Justin.
Hey. Oh, hey.
You gotta remind them.
Hey, what?
Let me see get down.
No, hon.
Let me see get down.
Okay.